Good afternoon, all. Camelback Trading 2724 and the PitFuturesTrading.com coming to you Tuesday afternoon, January 28th. Very interesting day today. A lot to talk about again. You're looking at the market profile of the SPY ETF on Window Trader. A couple of things right off the bat. We had another bad tick today in SPY. So it's going to be showing the SPY's low today is 323.60. That's not even close. The low in the day is 324.55. All right, they printed it there in both B and F periods. Absolutely horrendous how they allow it. What's worse is how they let it affect the charts. If you're not sitting here all day or you're not really watching closely, you would think that the low is a lot lower than it was today. All right, I said this morning the odds of this gap getting filled today are slim and none. Well, it happened. Very rare. An impressive day by the bulls. But just like there were pluses and minuses yesterday, there's pluses and minuses today. We did have a trend day up that held. It's a pretty nice set of single prints. But we did have 4 sets of single prints throughout the day at one time or another, where they kept getting filled and kept coming back into range. We had a price spike when J took out F's high, but we closed below it, so that failed. So now I know it's hard by the book to say we had a P shape, which is for short covering when you have a trend day. I get it. I understand it. It's a trend day up, no doubt. However, to me, this is still a P shape. So the question remains, as impressive as it was to fill this tremendous gap of 200 and somewhat points today, 224 points, that's rare it gets filled the first time into it. And we filled it in the first 5 time frames. Is it only short covering or not? You're going to see on the daily chart how we got up to the bottom of the trend line that we broke. So a lot of pluses and negatives for both sides. As far as my trades today, I had a good day. I scalped 2 shorts in a period. 2 times, we got into the gap, came back in, scalped them both. I said this morning I thought we were going to battle in and out of yesterday's range. I certainly thought, and we did in a period, but I certainly thought we would do it more in maybe the first 2 or 3 time frames. So it only did it in 1. B gave you a really good indication that it wasn't going to happen, and I missed it. I missed it. So I did 2 scalp plays on the short side, and A did well on them. B open, we came down. B's low is yesterday's high to the tick and couldn't take out the opening again. So just like yesterday on a day where we were down all day, never saw the opening again, same thing today. Even though we were up all day, never even saw the opening again. That's more common, obviously, on a day like today than yesterday. So this was a great indication here. And then once we started one time framing up, you should have gotten on board because you knew your out was if you came back down into the range or below the opening. Well, I did not do it. They ran it up pretty good. What I did do is get on board in D period. Added when it got to the bottom. As long as we had the single prints now and one time framing up, I was comfortable. Made a nice trade in D. And then I made another long play in H. When H came down, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was H. H period. Even though I took out H's low. Actually, I added on to H at least once, came down again, and then I came down. I did not add again, had a decent size though. Came back to POC, took some off at E's high, G's high, and the day's high. So 2 short plays, 2 long plays, all very happy with them. I didn't do anything the rest of the day. Pretty surprised to a point how M acted. The fact that we only ended 8 wide, the fact that we couldn't get back down in J, K, or L to the POC at the time, and M opened right at L's high and took it out by a tick. I thought the odds of a price probe to the upside would have been very good. And obviously we didn't get it as we flushed out. Now the market, overnight inventory in the market itself was long all day, and we really never did get any inventory adjustment. So maybe that's just what it is. People getting out of some week longs. You have Apple at 4:30 tonight, and you have the Fed tomorrow, so maybe they just puked some up. All right. Destinations for tomorrow. So now, just the way we had a void on the downside, we kind of have a void on the upside right now. So our first destination on the upside will be today's high of 327.85. So that's $1, almost $1 higher from where we closed. Then if we're able to take that out, we don't have anything into the afternoon rally high from January 24th of our trend day down of 329.26. And then we have the 4 sets of single prints. 329.91 get filled at 94. 329.97 get filled at 330.37. 330.81 get filled at 83. And 331.56 get filled at 75. So, just like we had that void on the downside, we certainly have one on the upside as of right now for our downside. So since we closed below F's high, that price spike failed already. We have the afternoon pullback low, which happened in I period at 326.63. Then we have our single prints. They've started 326.23, get filled at 325.49. So a 74-cent set. It's pretty large. Then we have today's low of 324.55. The afternoon pullback, 10 wide from yesterday at 324.51. And then yesterday's low of 322.66. So price is still fairly wide on both sides, right? Yes, you have some things here. You have the afternoon pullback low. You have the single prints and everything. But if this is a P-shape and it was only short covering, which eventually makes the market weaker, that will get taken out. And then again, there's not much between yesterday's low and then back to the 322 level. So that's something to keep in mind. If these buyers are real buyers and it's not just short covering and we get to take out today's high, well, then you should go and start attacking the trend day from the 24th. Chart-wise. Monthly, one time framing up with 4 days to go. For 3 months it would be. Gap still there, very healthy. Weekly, since the gap filled, I'm calling it, I'm still putting this, I'm keeping this in balance for now. I'll determine at the end of the week if I call it down or whatnot, depending on how we finish. Now, the weekly got right to the trend line that we fell below yesterday. So, now we're going to see if they can get back over again. Same with the daily. Daily is now in balance, right? We stopped the one. We had an outside day down. We had a gap down. Now we took out yesterday's high. We're in balance now in the daily. 2-day balance, I'll call it. Today's high, yesterday's low is your 2-day balance. We also got up to the trend line on the daily and initially backed off pretty good. Backed off by almost $1, right? Our high is 327.85. We closed at 326.89. So we backed off the first time $1. So again, this is going to remain to be seen. Was this, we could talk about earnings. We have the Fed tomorrow, everything else. But the bottom line is who's playing in this market is going to be the more important thing. Now, short covering can go on for more than one day, obviously. But we're going to find out soon enough whether this is just short covering and we're going to start rolling back over again and testing that 322 level we talked about, or is it something more and we're going to get a leg up into the 24th day and start eating away at those single prints. Hope you had a good day trading. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.